Welcome back to another episode of Aunt and Andrew, where family's everything.
Until it's not. I'm Aunt.
And I'm Andrew.
Hi, Andrew. How are you today?
I'm great. You just told me about a vacuum cleaner going on your head from someone, so I'm laughing a little bit.
Okay, we're talking about Salt Lake right now, aren't we?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I got a question for you.
Sure.
Do they ever film in the winter? Or is there always snow on the ground in Salt Lake?
I don't know.
Well, I'm just saying, is it always winter when they film?
Maybe, but that would just be the time frame. Like we always get Christmas in New Jersey.
Yeah, no, I get that. But that's why I'm asking, because I haven't watched the other seasons, but it seems like every single episode there's more
that would
snow
make
falling.
sense.
Yeah, but it's Easter and it's still snowing. Remember that. If they just had Orthodox Easter, and that's April, it's still snowing. I'm just saying, does it ever stop snowing? I mean, at this episode, when they were at the base of the mountain. Oh, in May. Yeah. No, I know that. But they still have a lot of snow. It's still snowing, is what I'm saying.
Well, the altitude, have you Googled the weather in Salt Lake?
No, I'm going to look.
Oh,
I didn't. I mean, I'd like to know. Hey, Siri, what is the temperature in Salt Lake City right now?
It's currently 56 degrees in Salt Lake City, Utah.
It's colder here.
By the way, if you have another request.
Oh, shut up. Okay, so so we get to Whitney is the first scene that we have.
I think everything with her husband is staged.
Yeah, I do too, but I just want to make this point that I notice in Housewives homes, and that is, it is bad feng shui for the stove to be across from the sink.
Okay.
And I want us to start noticing who has it and who doesn't, and if their marriages end up on the rocks because of it. They say that when you have the stove across from the sink,
in the island?
Yeah, but no, anywhere. It could be anywhere. But if the sink is across from the stove in the layout, that you have the coolness of the water and the hotness, and that can cause a lot of arguments. So let's see.
I guess I just don't understand what you're saying. Like, give me an example.
We were at Whitney's house, and she was talking to her husband, whose name eludes me right now. Justin. Okay. And he was at the sink, and the stove was directly behind them. They were directly across from one another.
In the island? Like, is it an island?
The sink was in the island, and the stove was across.
So what's happening with Lisa and Ken Todd when he walked in and the stove's right across from the sink, and he goes, Tom Sandoval? Was that Raquel? Was it Tom Sandoval's house?
I'm just telling you, some people have bad feng shui in their house, because Lisa's sink is across from each other, but Angie's isn't. It's diagonal. I'm just mentioning that. We're going to keep track of that. So I'm
going to go out on a limb here and say that there's absolutely no consistent correlation, but you might be right. But I strongly
what can
disagree.
I say? Now, I liked when they went snowmobiling, Monica and Heather. And I especially enjoyed when they got to the mountain, they both whipped open their tops, and out came the boobs. Because, when I go to the top of the mountain, that's the first thing I bring out too, to take a picture. Like, talk about bad Mormons. Woo! Oh, yeah. I mean, they should be coming up like this, and instead it's full on woo.
Well, they're not Mormon, neither one of them.
Well, not anymore, but they were. I mean, they were. Yeah, but I just thought it was so funny. It's freezing cold and the mountains are covered. But as soon as we get to the top, let's pull off our tops and show our paid breasts. I loved it. I will
say that Monica, you made a comment before we logged on that it's like New York sharing her childhood trauma. No, this is needed to share the story, because she and her mother, I think we all were wondering, like, what the fuck happened with these people? This is crazy.
No. I mean,
I've now found that, like, it makes a lot of sense, but thank you to the Bravo gods for finding Monica, but also for finding her absolutely insane mother.
I know. Like,
unhinged beyond belief, like, and clearly on drugs.
The mom?
Clearly.
Oh, mom's on drugs?
No questions asked.
What drugs is she on? Now, remember, allegedly, that's your opinion. She just told me.
She kept going.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah,
I thought it was
listen.
because she was crying.
No. And then she's also looking for aspirin 24/7,
Oh,
like a
aspirin.
drug addict.
Yeah, aspirin. I couldn't figure out the aspirin.
And it makes a lot of sense as to why her mother doesn't think it's that big of an abandonment or trauma, because her mother thinks like, oh, I put you in a good home of someone that I knew. Whereas her daughter is like, you literally dropped me off at someone's house in Pennsylvania so you could go to New York.
Yeah, but it was a good person. Yeah, right. I get it.
Yeah, but that's like
No, I
thinking
get the
about
trauma, but I get the mom's.
imagine like how much you needed
Dysfunctional.
your mom when you were at certain ages in your life. And
Yeah,
imagine if
no,
she
and
just drove
she
you over
dumped
to
me
someone
over to somebody
yeah.
in another state. No, I mean, I get her trauma.
Yeah.
I get it. I get it. Now, but I do want to say, Monica, I know you have mom issues, and I hope you and your mother, at least if you can't end it, the cycle with your mom, that you will end the cycle with your children. I do.
Well,
hope
that's her
that.
whole point.
Yeah,
I
I totally do. But honest to God, I can't take any more people trying to say whose life was the worst. I just
Yeah, but they're not doing that.
Well, she did a little bit. She was
What do you
trying to talk
mean?
about how terrible her, growing up was with
To her mother,
mom.
though. It's not comparing the two.
Yeah,
It's just
but-
her telling her mom.
Well, it was just like it triggered me after New York. What can I say? I don't want to hear about anybody's traumatic childhood. I want to hear about what year Range Rover you have. And when these babes all get out of the same Range Rover, I just think it's hysterical. Obviously, Range Rover is the car in Park City, Utah.
Or the dealership is giving it to them to use on TV to then promote and to have the car.
Oh, you think so?
Yes, they all get free cars.
Oh, they do? Okay.
How do you think Teresa Giudice got the Lexus when she got out of prison?
Yeah, it was there waiting for her as a promotion. Yeah, that's true.
John Barlow is an incredible guy.
Oh, he's fantastic. And I love he went to Mission too. And I love that he met Lisa in Mission in Vegas, of all places. John,
but I want to know why like Lisa was brought to hang out with his friend. Like, what does that really mean? You're not allowed to bang. You're not allowed to drink. You're not allowed to go on dates. Like, it doesn't make sense to me.
They still understand the
Uno?
bees and the bees and the what? The birds and the bees. They still understand the birds and the bees, and they're still young men and they're still young women, and they can only think about one thing at 20 years old.
Yeah. I mean, like, how about, but even her son.
And even worse, because they can't do anything. Remember that.
I mean, I thought it was nice that John
suppressed.
John showed the photos. I liked that he was like telling his story. I think that it was definitely forced and produced, but at the same time, it made sense.
I didn't realize that a mission reveal was a thing.
No, we skipped like two of the best lines Lisa Barlow's ever had in her life.
What were the two best?
Well, first Jack leads with like boring is good, which was so funny. Like when he was like boring is good to her.
Yeah.
But then when she was like,
boring
Jack just does things like he got the vibe to get frosted tips. Like, why are we living in the 90s? And then the other one when she was like, you can come home at any point. Like when I was in college, I came home one time and my roommate was putting on all of my clothes because she just wanted to know how it felt to be me
for the day. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That was so good. It was so natural. Good. It was so good. And just shows that their lack of self-awareness runs so deep. And that's what I love about these women. They have none, and they're genuine about it.
Yeah, like Lisa is, for sure.
Lisa is genuine, and Meredith Marks is genuine. And please don't tell me Mary's not genuine, because I'd be disappointed. That woman is bat.
We'll get to Mary's.
Yes, no, I know that. But I loved the mission reveal, because you just don't get a mission reveal every day. And boy, did he have a lot of friends who came. I mean, there had to have been 100 kids there, and they were all excited about his mission. And I thought that was pretty interesting. But then I also thought how hard it must be to grow up in Salt Lake City around that culture. It can't be that easy. It can't be, especially if you're a little bit different.
Do you think that they were excited about his mission, or they were excited to be at Lisa's house with her being unhinged on television with a bunch of producers and cameras around?
All of that. But
I loved how half the faces were blurred.
And I did think that they were excited about the mission. I did think that these kids were excited about a mission.
Yeah, I mean, I think
their
there's
culture.
a level.
It's their culture. I just get it. I do think, and I love that all he wanted was a charcuterie board at his party. And what else?
something else. It was some drink or something.
Yeah, which was weird because they're not supposed to have caffeine, but I thought it was a
it was
like one
something
of those caffeinated like Red Bulls type of version. But he wanted a charcuterie board. But then mom does drink tequila, so what the heck? What's a little caffeine when mom's drinking tequila?
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
Yeah.
when they rolled up to the cross country skiing, did you get Monica said something that I don't think anyone, you definitely didn't miss it. You probably missed it.
I missed it. What was
when
it?
Whitney got there and she goes, whoa, Whitney. That's from Bring It On.
Oh,
Monica
yeah,
and I are
that.
probably the same age, so that's probably why. Like,
maybe. I do think that Jack made a very mature decision. And please, how funny was Lisa when she found out he was going to Bogota?
We
Colombia?
skipped.
We didn't skip, but listen, she went to, but when she mentioned, what did we skip?
We skipped. No, because I do it in chronological order.
Because we were talking about the Range Rovers now in Park City. And they went to the ski slope
when they
went cross country skiing. Now, what I want to know is cross country skiing in Park City the equivalent of playing pickleball here in Boston?
No, I hope not, because when you watch people cross country skiing, it looks uncomfortable. It looks weird. It looks slow. It doesn't look like you're like, I'm sure it's a great workout. I've heard that, but like, it doesn't look like you're working out at all. It seems boring.
Look like fun. I will say that.
It looks like nothing. And they couldn't even stay on their feet. But I will say that I wrote this down.
But I did think to myself, because they said, we cross country ski now because we're old. And so I thought, yeah, it's like playing pickleball when you get my age. You play pickleball.
I mean, but that's like if you played tennis at a high level, then you decide
then you
go to
pickleball. Yeah. They ski and then they go to cross country skiing.
I wrote this down. I said, I feel so dirty for the joy I imagine if I am right on this, but I'm starting to believe Monica, and I'm living for the fact that her mother is toxic and crazy and is doing it all on TV. And I said, I will be really disappointed if Monica's lying about this trauma.
Oh, yeah.
Because the mother is just to understand that the mother, now that we know what we know, obviously knows that she dropped her off at a friend's house at age 12.
Yeah, if she remembers, obviously she could have been using herself.
Obviously knows that Monica, because she has the credit, might have gotten the car, but that Monica makes the payments. She obviously knows that like stealing the car for a couple days, like all of these things are like things that I probably wouldn't do in real life without cameras. But her mother is honestly doing like with cameras running, like knowing all these things.
Not caring either. Or maybe she's doing it. Are we sure it's not all staged? That's what it gets dicey here because some of this stuff is crazy.
I mean, the only thing that I question about that.
No, you want to know what I question about it?
She came in because she was Jen Shah's witness. She doesn't really need a storyline. And
True.
Two, the story is so just evil and attacking of her mother's character.
Yeah,
that I just can't imagine that
you would do it. Yeah, but I question the mom and the car only because if she was going to go rent a car, why'd she rent a Range Rover? I'm just saying she rented a Range Rover because she know these three girls were arriving with the Range Rover and she wanted a Range Rover too.
She has a Range Rover though.
Did she? I don't think so.
Yeah, she does.
Oh, she did. I missed the Range Rover, but I loved when Meredith said, well, I talked to my mom.
I think she just wanted to make it clear.
She wanted to make it, well, I don't have problems with my mom. I talked to my mom.
No, what she said was better was, I got plenty of traumas in my life, but I do talk to my mother.
Yes, I talked to my mom. And I thought that was great. Now,
Whitney and Mary.
I will say, no, I have to finish. I will say these women do love to eat. Like there's food at every event and they eat it. It's not like they move it around their plates like they do in some other cities. These women genuinely eat. And let's face it, how funny was it when did we get the Jack's going to Colombia yet? Oh, okay.
No,
it didn't.
We haven't gotten there yet.
We were just having the party and then we're going there. Okay. Meredith, but you know what's so great about Meredith is her lack of self-awareness.
Of what?
Is so genuine.
But of what? What is she self-aware?
Just everything in
mean?
Life. Meredith Marks lacks no self-awareness. You know, here's somebody
like I need to hear an example.
Okay. Well, here's Monica talking about her trauma and everything. And she's just like, well, I talked to my mother.
No, Monica said all of us have in common that we've had issues with our mother.
Yeah. And
so
she was
Meredith
like,
wanted to make sure that everyone
she
knew
knew
that she did.
I know. Well, she's not falling for it. I'm just saying.
But I don't think
love it.
That's not self-awareness. That's
Oh,
defending yourself. She doesn't want it to air and her mother to then call her and be like, why didn't you say that we didn't have problems? Her
I
mother's
know,
alive.
but I'm saying in general, not just specific this scene. In general, Meredith Marks' lack of self-awareness is almost epic. And I'm not sure if anybody else has it quite like her. It's
just don't know if self-awareness is the right word or just blatant lying.
Oh, I don't know. Her level of lack of self-awareness.
But I guess I just don't get what you're saying.
Of self-awareness. Well, I'm saying it, and you don't have to know what I'm saying.
I feel like there needs to be some examples. Like
the rumors, and then for her to say, I didn't say that. Like, I just love it. Like, she'll double down on everything, and she is just like what every housewife should be in so many ways.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there are lack of self-awareness.
Every city has to have a Meredith Marks type. And I'm going to tell you, I don't know if anybody does it better than Meredith Marks. She's epic.
Huh?
She's epic. I just think she's epic.
She is, but I think she's very well I think she's very self-aware. She chooses not to address her own problems. Like, she knows them, I think. But she chooses, like, she has this weird mindset.
Great projection.
Hypocrisy.
Great.
She's such a hypocrite.
Projection. Yes. And that's what I love about her, to tell you the truth.
Okay. Because I think she's self-aware. I think she chooses to not show you that she knows what's up. She just chooses to be a hypocrite, to lie, to blame things on other people, and to never turn the mirror on herself.
Right. Her lack of self-awareness.
Yeah, but she has it, I think. I think she just doesn't show it.
She just makes sure it's being projected on others.
Yeah, or she just is Teresa. Like, Teresa, I think, is self-aware.
Teresa's good too, but Teresa's not quite as well, let's not talk about Teresa right now. Teresa's a whole other animal too.
Yeah, but you don't think that when Louis sits Teresa down and is like, Teresa, but you said that stuff about them too, and we did this about them too. Like, we don't have to say that on TV, but like, you aren't innocent here.
Meredith Marks is completely different to Teresa this way, though.
Oh, I think they're exactly the same this way.
Oh, you do? No, I mean,
when they're I didn't repeat it. Like when Teresa goes, I heard a rumor at the gym about Jackie. I didn't spread it. I just said it. That's the same thing as Meredith. I heard it.
Yeah, that's true.
I didn't say it.
The rumors. Yes. Okay, I get that aspect of it. I just really like Meredith Marks. I think she's a great housewife.
Yeah, I just think that they're too smart to not be self-aware. No, I love her. I just there's some people that are truly like delusional, and then there's people that choose to just like omit certain things and realities because they're smart and they're on TV and they don't want to be the one that people look at, and they make it so that they can tell a version of the story that is probably not a blatant lie, but it's a version of the truth that they have manipulated and they have framed for their own benefit.
Yeah, good for her. Okay, now. Also epic. Oh, why did I yawn? Please forgive me. You want to know what else is also epic? Angie's door. Oh, it's spectacular in her house.
Did we skip Mary and Whitney's lunch?
No, it's after. No, it's after. Mary and after we made chicken, rice, and
her
lemon
with her
soup.
dad.
With her dad,
that was boring.
Her door is epic. But what's interesting is where's Sean? Sean's working. Sean comes in. Oh, hi. How are you? I gotta go take a shower. Bye. Ooh, that's suspicious. I'm just saying.
I think Sean didn't know cameras were going to be in front of his face when he got back from the gym and he wanted to go take a shower. He said he
just wanted to get out of there. No, he said he was at the gym. She said he was at the salon. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but he might have gone to he clearly came home sweating. He looked like he had just gone for a run.
Did he?
Yeah.
I thought I didn't think he looked that great either, but you would have thought that he would have known they were filming and everything.
I just think that what you're going at is that he was like doing something else, like
maybe
you're pushing the rumors, and you think that after he cried on TV the way he did about his daughter finding out that there's a rumor that she's going to find out no matter what anyway.
Yeah, well, that he had to go take a shower though.
Well, or no, that he would go into the sauna with some guys. Like, what do you think?
I don't know. I hope not. That's all I can say. Okay. So so you're not interested in Angie and her dad. I thought it was sweet, and I love chicken lemon soup.
I just
rice
don't
soup.
like these conversations of like, let's form like a staged lunch or dinner with my
Yeah.
father,
Right.
and then let's talk about things that I already know the answer to, just so we can tell all the viewers. And
Yeah.
if you're going to talk about childhood trauma, then you need to also address the fact that Angie has told us 100 fucking times that her husband raised 6 people, or that her dad raised 6 kids by himself or whatever.
Yeah. Right. I know. We've heard it. Okay. Anyways, let's get to, I love when it snows in Salt Lake, because how they entered the restaurant and how they appeared on TV were 2 different animals. They both come in covered with snow, but by the time they sat down, they had no snow on them at all. It was great editing or something.
Really?
Yeah. You watch when they walk into the restaurant, they're covered in snow, and, and there's a blizzard out. So let's wear sequins. Because I always wear sequins.
Mary walked about 10 feet with the driver opening the door for her.
I know, but she still was covered in snow because it was snowing that hard. But I just thought it was funny when they sat down. It wasn't like they had to brush snow off of them or anything. It cracked me up.
That lunch was probably about an hour and a half, even with Mary storming out.
Oh, yeah, probably. But I want to say I love when it snows on this show, but I hate when it snows in my real life.
Okay.
Isn't that weird? I just think it's so pretty when it snows and everything. Mary is so socially awkward.
I hate her. I'm done with her. I'm over it. The show doesn't need her.
I agree. That I don't.
We agree?
Yeah. I saw it today that she's so awkward, and she's not even able to have a conscious, real sit down.
And also they showed what happened. Like, okay, what Mary said about, or what Whitney said about marrying her husband, wasn't great by any means, but there's a little truth there.
Okay.
Whitney didn't pull that out of her ass. Okay. Like, that was rumors. That was things that were being discussed. There were people that came forward. There was a lot of sketchy shit with her church. Now, if you're friends with someone, you don't repeat that on TV. I get it. Right. But she also did predators. She also did that after the texts that Mary had sent her, and the texts that were being read on TV, in my opinion, were just as bad as saying that, like, I mean, that you and your husband are predators, because you and your husband are predators, unless someone can produce proof, like, that's a story that dies and, like, it doesn't have legs.
Right.
Telling, like, doing what, I mean, granted, Whitney did repeat the comments on TV, so if not, they would have just been private. But, like, what she said to Whitney was, like, very much an opinionated statement, meaning, like, if Mary wants to forget that, like, she's a predator when she knows she's not,
right,
like, that's okay. But when you have had plastic surgery, and when you have had these things done, and then another woman is telling you all these nasty things about the way it looks, of course anyone would start to question it themselves, even if they think they look good or a certain way. They're gonna
I get all that.
I don't love when people say sorry, but so, like, I hear where Mary was coming from, because, like, Whitney didn't just say, I'm sorry. She did say, I'm sorry, but yeah, I don't like that.
Right.
But I also don't like that, because I don't like when it's done to me, because I have no problem apologizing, and I am very open with when I do things wrong.
Right.
So I don't think you need to say but to me, because, like, I kind of take my own, like, I take responsibility for my own shit. But I will say that in Mary's case, like, I understand Whitney's perspective, because Mary's never going to be open to just say, like, I messed up and did this. Like, it's never going to happen.
Right. Well, Mary is maybe not a good fit anymore.
Not at all.
Yeah.
And honestly, what's weird to me, I will say, if I was Whitney, I don't know how she hasn't exploded yet. Like, why? What does she have to lose? If I was Whitney, I'd be like, bitch, you are a loser cast member. You have no businesses from this show. You have no fans. You are not someone like me. I am a 4-season housewife. You're back as a friend. You're not even holding you're not even holding a snowflake. Get on my level.
Maybe Whitney's just not a mean person to do that.
How is that mean?
Well, I mean, like,
Mary's being mean to her. It's called
First of all, it's impossible to even make sense with Mary, though. So, I mean, you could say and do anything you wanted, and it wouldn't register.
I
so to
don't know.
speak.
Mary's sense. I think if Whitney'd be like, you're a loser, Mary. You married your fucking grandfather. You didn't even know that your son was married. You've been kicked
Yeah.
off the show. You've been brought back on this show. You had problems. You had this, you had that. You didn't show up to a reunion. Like, you're the loser here. Get on my level and get the hell out of this lunch right now.
Yeah, well,
I
you
think
know what?
Whitney needs not
She
as
doesn't.
secure.
I will say when Whitney said that, we missed you at Angie's party, and she goes, "Well, I didn't miss anything." I mean, she just doesn't want to be there, and for whatever reason, they're paying her, and that's why she's there. But at the end of the day, she does not want to be there.
See, I would have, if I was Whitney, I would have shown up and been like, so wait, you didn't come to Angie's, and that's okay, but like, how pathetic was your excuse that it was your house that was damaged a year ago? Like, I would have just made her look terrible on TV.
I agree.
But I don't know what it is. Maybe Mary has something on Whitney. I don't know.
I don't know, but I'm kind of over Mary, and I was kind of digging her the first couple of episodes, but now it's just like, this is the same shtick. Is this the same her all the time? I can't handle it. I want to smack her.
Mary, I don't know. She just wasn't. She was on for one season, and no one really cared. So
yeah,
I will say that the comment
Okay,
Lisa
so
made
let's
with the
get to
G-Wagon and the seats, that was funny. That was really
yeah,
funny.
because she doesn't have control over. She likes control, and I totally get that. And now she doesn't
You
have any
do?
control over poor little Jack. I do totally. I get it. I like control.
I had
and
no idea.
I would have no control if my kid was in Bogota, Colombia. She was hoping he was going to Europe or New York.
I love how, I don't know if you watch, obviously her comments about
I didn't watch What Happens Live.
Bogota. What did you say?
Bogota. It's Bogota.
Okay. Well, her comments about it were just like, obviously very, very odd that she like, it's very, it's not funny to me, but like, I guess my question is like, for all the woke folk out there,
yeah,
what is like, I know the difference because Ramona definitely crossed the line with her text to Page 6, but like, what is the difference between like Lisa Barlow and like in a kind way being like, in Colombia, they just walk up to you with guns and put them like without any, like she doesn't like, it was like,
because it's a very dangerous city. It's known for, I'm going to tell you, your grandparents went to Bogota. They went to Cartagena once, and they got off a cruise, and everybody had a machine gun, according to my parents. And my father looked at my mother and said, "Oh, we having fun yet?" And she went, "Oh, I don't think this is safe." And he says, "Yeah, I don't think so either." And they got back on the ship. So it's known, Colombia, for having a lot of a very,
how long ago was that?
Oh, probably 30 years ago, but I don't think it's changed. I hate to tell you.
I think that I don't know. I found it very odd
Well,
that she
listen, Lisa Barlow said that she knows kids down there on a mission, and they get held up by gunpoint once a week.
Yeah, which like
that's
I find
what
it
she
odd
said.
that she's like,
we're not saying it. She said it. We're just reiterating it back.
Yeah.
Now, if it's true, I don't know, but we're going to have to look up the crime, and we're going to have to hear from Jack someday in 2 years when he comes back, if it was dangerous.
I mean, like,
did she make it out like it? Did she make it out like Jack has been held up by gunpoint yet?
On Watch What Happens Live?
Yeah.
No. Andy asked her about how she knows about people being held up, and she like couldn't really produce a very
last night she said it was that she's had other kids say that it happened.
That's my point.
And that they carried, I don't know. Well, she's not going to give them up. That they carry extra money and they hand them. Oh, they got a gun. I did think it was a pretty cool party though. And that I thought it was kind of nice. That was just like a normal, regular party. And
I'm against gender reveals, mission reveals, med school reveals, college, getting into college parties. I'm even against engagement parties. It's like, just have a party. Why do you have to like theme it around something?
Well, you don't, but I think it was kind of cool. Everybody found out at the same time where he was going. Do I think they just found out then? No, I don't. I actually believe that they all knew.
I don't know.
I don't know either, but it's not like he opened the envelope.
No, he did, and then
they opened an envelope, and I just saw him open a piece of paper.
Before I read this, and that's when he like gave his little.
Oh well, he's in Bogota. Is he in Bogota right now? Did she say?
I think so.
Oh, God bless you there, Jack. I hope you're having a great mission. What can I say?
Can't hear you.
I don't care. Well, I'm still sending good vibes.
Do you think he has any idea? Like, do you think that so he calls on Mondays or something, she said?
Oh, yeah.
And
But
Do
that's
you-
out. But that's a show's like 5 days ago. So maybe he's gonna hear about it next month.
No, that's my question. Do you think that she tells him if he's brought up on the show? I wouldn't.
Yeah, probably. Whatever.
Why?
Who knows? I don't know what they talk about.
He
He
can't
probably.
watch it.
Oh, he doesn't have internet. He doesn't have a phone. He doesn't have a computer. He's not in. He's just on.
That's been the whole part of the storyline. They can't come home. They can't talk
I
to
know they
people. They
can't
get
come
one call a
home and
week.
stuff. They get, but they don't get like
Not
the,
study abroad.
they don't get a laptop.
She also tried to justify that they don't try to
my
get
God.
people to become Mormon. They basically want to talk about the service of what Mormons do.
Oh, well, that's nice. I don't know much about it. I'm going to have to go watch the Book of Mormon and find out.
I
I'm
don't know
gonna
if
have to
that's
go.
the best
Well, it
educational
sounds
tool.
like my level of learning.
Yeah, that's
if
true.
I get a good song and 3 hours at the show with intermission and maybe some candy or popcorn, it's not that bad.
You know what you're acting like? A weak ass bitch. Linda, this is maybe why it's triggering to me,
What?
because her mother's
Linda?
name is Linda.
Oh, maybe. Linda, Monica's mom is what you need to preference it by. Linda was
No, Linda called Monica. She said, "Don't be a weak ass bitch."
I know. Well, she called her worse.
Motherfucker.
Oh my God, don't
Motherfucker.
say it. Oh, it was so bad. Never, ever, ever. Oh, it's the worst word.
I mean, Monica was helping her like see why it might have been problematic. And then Linda would be like, I understand.
Linda's
okay.
unstable in my mind.
But then Linda would be like, okay, I get it. I get it. And then Monica would be like, yeah, but so mom, like, if you get it, then you get it. And she's like, but you got to get over it. And then Monica's like, well, you just said you got it. Now you're telling me I got to get over it. Like, what do you mean? And then the mother at the end, the only reason why I think you may, and I've thought about this. That's why I said, I hope that it's true and it's not fake. The therapy thing just came out way too quickly and naturally. And like, it seemed like,
I don't think that I'm going to tell you, by the end of their conversation, they're so toxic. I genuinely believe that they should sever ties.
Oh, 100%. I agree with that 100%.
Yeah. I do not believe that either has room for the other in their lives at this point.
None.
Monica has too much, I don't know how to describe it, pent up frustration or
see, I think Monica's trauma from her childhood is very justified because she has to see her mom all the fucking time.
No, I get that. They're both, whatever their
whereas you look
is,
at the New York people, like they're talking about their mothers who have died, that abandoned
and
them
everything
and never
else.
came back.
Yeah,
it's like they should be moving on because their trauma is not even in their life anymore.
Agreed. Their
Monica's
moms are dead. Right. Monica and her mother, as far as I'm concerned, need to sever ties and to not have a relationship. And Monica will grow and her children will benefit from that. Lisa will suffer. Linda will suffer, unfortunately, as she is a very stable a woman. I mean, she's just unstable. And I thought it was very interesting with how she kept on going back to the I'm hungry, the aspirin,
drugs.
This is dessert. This is dessert. No, this is guacamole. It's not dessert.
That's why I'm saying drugs.
I thought it was interesting that the mom never got married.
Who would marry her?
I just find it interesting. She never, I thought quite the opposite. I thought she'd probably been married 4 times, not never.
I think you have to shut up and like not offend people for about 5 minutes before someone's going to marry you. And
no, but I mean, she just seems like the type to me who would have been married 4 times, not never. I'm just saying that. That's how she seems to me. Like there would have been 4 or 5 stepdads in and out in the whole bit.
I don't know. The way she talks to her daughter.
To the other. I'm telling you.
Imagine how she talks to her boyfriends.
She's unstable. She doesn't come off well. The words out of her mouth were horrible. I get Monica, but Monica, for your sake and for your kids' sake, separate from your mom. Just separate. You should not be together. They should not have a relationship, period.
I think it's amazing for television.
It's great for television, but if these are real life and this is going to
None
proliferate
of
to
this
the
is
next
real life.
generation, well, I mean, if that's their genuine relationship, it's not good for those kids.
I don't think it is, because I don't know how you
No.
come on a show with your mother if that's your relationship.
Yeah, well, it's just a very toxic relationship, and it's not good for those kids to be around it either. And I'm just saying, if she really wants to end the cycle of the grandma and then her mother and then her, she doesn't want to go into her kids, you've got to stop. And that's hard sometimes, to cut toxic people out of your life. But there are points where you have to say, no, it's not working for me anymore. Sorry. You may be related to me, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to let you destroy my life. Because you know what? At the end of the day, this is our life. It's the only one we have.
Yeah. I just think that with her
I'm
mother
entitled
too,
to my life and to live it my way, and you're entitled to live it your way. And if somebody else wants to live their life a way that you don't approve of or you don't agree with, you should be able to say, that doesn't work in my life. Sorry. Good luck. I wish you well.
but her
Bye.
problem is not that her mother lives a life she doesn't approve of. Her problem is that her mother treats her a certain way, says things to her a certain way, does things to her a certain way. I think that it's a different animal when someone doesn't engage with you and they live their life a certain way on their own.
But either way, I think this is a toxic relationship. It should be interesting to see.
At least there is a relationship.
Here's the problem. No,
At least they actually talk about this.
No, I think it would be much healthier for them to not communicate with each other. And what I also think is the problem is that I think Monica's stress with her mother does affect her relationship with other people. And that's where it's detrimental to Monica. Well, she argues with all the housewives.
I don't know if that stems from her mother.
And she's confrontational and stuff like that. She's confrontational and stuff. And I think it stems from her relationship with her mother.
Oh, I think it's her personality of constantly.
Because of her mom. Right.
Yeah. I mean, that's how it is with me.
Oh, okay.
No, like when your parents engage with you and you have like arguments with your parents, like I can only imagine that you then take that type of like mentality out into the world.
Yeah, of course. That's what I'm saying. So I think it affects Monica, and it's probably why she was doing her brother-in-law too.
What do you mean?
Well, she was having sex with her brother-in-law.
Well, what does that have to do with her mother?
Well, it's probably from the dysfunction that she was raised around.
I don't think so. I think she just was a hoe.
Oh, well, because of her dysfunction growing up.
She said Meredith she has slept dysfunction with half of New York, and she didn't have a dysfunctional. She still talks to her mother. Listen, I think there's some people, but Monica doesn't seem to be like. I think that people latch on to toxic relationships to try to cover up trauma from their childhood or try to do that. I think sometimes someone that sleeps around, but like it seems like she actually like fell for her brother-in-law. Maybe it's lack of boundaries.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But who's your mess of the week?
I think that it's Linda for sure.
But Mary's a close second, because Mary was a mess in this episode too.
I think Whitney got in trouble for not keeping Mary at that lunch for a longer time.
Maybe, because she was like, maybe they told her you have to keep her there for so long, and so she doesn't blow up. But she did take her leftovers home, even though she had wine spilled all over her.
It was food. It wasn't wine.
No, they spilled wine on her dress when they spilled it.
But they spilled the food. The food hit the wine.
The wine and the whole bit. It was a mess. It got on her too, according to her. And she wanted new food, and then she was taking it home and she left. I would say the mess is definitely Linda. But Mary was a little bit.
I would have fired Mary after that scene.
Yeah, I would have too. I agree. That's why I'm giving her a mess. She needs an asterisk as the mess of the week.
Like, she's a loser. Like, I don't see any value in Mary Cosby. Like, she was cool for a couple episodes at the beginning, but like, there's no room for like, you got to have a little humor. You cannot be that aggressive.
Yeah. And just that batshit crazy.
Oh, totally.
Yeah. All right.
Oh.
So follow us on Instagram at Aunt and Andrew. I post all day long.
And subscribe and follow us and comment and like our videos. And we are just so happy. We recorded New York right before this, and I'm
so happy it's over.
I hate them. So it's just so good to not have to deal with them anymore.
Amen.
I also don't like New York, like living there. Like I like visiting. So maybe we do the Real Housewives of New York City Vacation Edition, and we show 5 new
Ooh,
women that go
I
there for
like
the
New
weekend
York,
every
though.
single week, and we get to see them have fun for a weekend because these women are just, you know what it is? They're
Stop talking about New
nasty.
York.
Well, I'm just saying, like
He can't get
Housewives.
over New York. I want you all to know that. We just finished New York and then we got done with New York and he was like, on New York.
I
And I
just think
went,
the
no more
type
New
of
York.
woman.
Let's talk about Salt Lake.
I think that, you know what it is that there's some cities that housewives are going to maybe always be the type of person that they are. That's why we see people come on OC that are funny, just like the first season. And it's like a place like OC, maybe it doesn't change. Clearly, the type of woman in their 30s, 40s in New York has changed from when Jill
Perhaps.
Zarin was 40, 50, because
Perhaps.
there's just no connection.
Yeah, none. Maybe they haven't lived in New York long enough, these women.
I mean, people that live in New York are a different breed. Same
Yeah.
way people are in Salt Lake are a different breed. I think that, the problem is that they want. I think things change, but the viewers are not like in that city, and so like people in New York may have changed, and it may seem totally natural to the people that know the type of women in New York, but the viewers don't care, and so that's why when you look at like a Salt Lake City where there's less around like the kind of woman that's coming through Salt Lake City. Like, no, that's not changing. Like, it's Salt Lake City.
Got it. I love Salt Lake City. It's a great, great franchise.
Well, love you guys. Talk to you soon.